This is your hair.
I made my own good.
What did you say?
I said I made my own good.
You made your own, right? Okay, wait. After Inulua. So please, let us all follow as I am doing Inulua's correction, so that you can all do your correction as well. So Inulua, I'm going to ask for remote access. Where is that? Hold on. Oh, I'm not the host anymore. So who's the host now? Okay, now I'm the host. Okay. So Inulua, please kindly accept. Let me know if you've accepted. Okay, yeah, thank you. So I told you guys yesterday that first of all, after you have listed it, which Inulua did here, he listed it. Inulua, can you scroll? Please scroll down to your list first.
Don't walk.
Okay, thank you. Scroll down, please.
Mommy is going to send my baby picture.
Ire, you're disturbing my class, please. So I want to add more text here so that the page can be longer. Okay. So Ini, please scroll back up to the CSS. Okay. Yes, thank you. So I said after you've listed it, you can see it here, which is what you should have done, which is exactly why I gave you the link. Is what I expected you to have done. And it's not copy and paste, because I actually changed a couple of things and he might not have gotten it right, but at least he followed it. I was expecting you to do this. If you had copied and pasted, I would have been angry, because this is a lot. I don't expect you to. Can you put everything in your head? You can't now. That's why I gave you the code yesterday. And he did exactly what I asked you to do. So just pay attention.
I also did that.
So just hold on, one after the other, Iri. Ini, please, can you scroll back up? I don't know why. Scroll back up to where the list, where you listed your UL elements. Yeah, just hold on. So I said the right way to do it was that when it comes to navigation bar, it is a list of links. Unordered list or bullet list. Let me call it bullet list. And that's why you have a UL elements, open UL element and close that element. So now you have to list it. And remember when I was telling you about list, if you're going to list anything, I think we listed coffee and all of that, you have to use LI as your, before you list anything, you open your LI, you put whatever you want to list and you close your LI. But in this case, we are listing links. So after you have opened your LI, you open your link element and then you put your link there. And I said, these are all these don't link anywhere. They are all dummy links. That's why we're using this pound sign. That's why we're using this pound sign, this ash sign. Some people call it pound, some people call it ash. Do you understand? I'm sure you know how to do these links. So I said you should create an active class, and he puts it here. You can see active class in the home link. All right. So now let's go to the styling. Ini, please scroll back up. Okay, thank you. So I said the first thing you want to do is that you want to remove the list type, because if you check it now, it's going to be a bullet list because we use unordered list. So it's going to be a bullet point. So you have to remove that list style. list style type, you have to make it none, so it won't be bullet anymore. I also said to make the margin 0 and the padding 0 and the overflow hidden. So I said make the background color gray, which is what he did here. Although I don't even know where he got this number from, but yes, he made it gray. This, as you can see right here, it is gray. So that is correct. So I also said you have to float it. Oh my God. Stop sharing. Stop sharing your screen. Let me go to W3 School so everybody can see it better. So just hold on. Let me share my screen. I'm just going to run through the corrections because we don't have time. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma.
Okay. So I had told him to make this background color. I told you guys to make it gray. Let me just use this right here. To make it gray. Okay. So this is a gray color. So if you don't float it left, it is not going to be horizontal, it's going to be vertical. Let me remove this. And that's why I said float it. So as I'm doing this, please be doing this be doing this correction. So now I don't float it. You see, it becomes like this. It becomes vertical. So you have to float it. That's the reason for the float. You float it left because you want it on the left side. If you want it here, you can float it. Okay? I don't know why that about is far away. Okay, so the reason why this about is here is because they floated it right directly in the HTML. You can see they put style and they float right. This is an inline CSS. So I'm going to remove that because I want everything to be floated left. And now it is right here. Okay, so we understand that. Now I said put a border. I said yesterday that when you are dealing with horizontal navigation bar, you are worried about the right border, which is why you have border rights. Right? Hold on, please. Let me see. Well. Yeah. Hold on, please. I'm not sitting well. So I said that you are more concerned with border rights. That's the only place you put a border. If it was a vertical one, which would be stacked on top of each other, you'll be worried about the border bottom. You guys did not put a border, and it's very easy to put a border. Just say border rights, 1px solid, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I don't know what color is this, but you could have chosen any color to make your border. So that is how you put a border. Okay, so I also said, let me remove this and let me see what happens. Okay, so you can see there is also a border at this place here. But if you don't want this border, because some websites don't want borders on the last angle right here. They just want it to just be a straight line. So you can just say LI last child. Last child just means that you're talking about this particular border here. And you say you don't want any border there. If you run it, you see it just goes like a straight line, straight up. All right. So we talked about how you must display this block. It's just like it's a rule. Let me see if I remove it, what happens. See? So if you don't display it block, it will not come out well. Now it is really small. So the best thing to do is to display it block so that you give it more weight. Let me use that word for lack of a better word. The color is white. That's the color of the text here is white. I don't know if I gave you a particular color. Let me see. No, I didn't give a particular color. I'm checking your assignment. Okay, I didn't give a particular color. So you could have decided to make it black.
You know, took, I think
Who is that?
to evaluate the president, you know.
So I'm going to mute everybody now. when I'm done explaining, or if you have any question, please put it in the chat. If you have any question, put it in the chat. So the text is white. We also made the text align, and we kept a padding. I already explained what a padding is. If it's the space around the content. If you want to make this is top and bottom, left and right. If you want to make it bigger, you can make here. Let's say you make here 40, and you make the top and the bottom 20. See? And it becomes bigger. The top and the bottom is 20. The side here is 40. So I said all of that. I taught you guys all of that yesterday. I also said to remove, because we're using links, there's supposed to be an underline. This is supposed to be underlined, but we removed it. We used text decoration to remove it. So I had said that when you hover around it, I said that it should make the background black when you hover around it. So in your look, I think you made yours green. Okay, so it's supposed to be black. You made yours green, and it was this active class I wanted you to make green. If you this place here, this was where I wanted to make green. Yeah, exactly. And then when you touch here, it should be black. And how do you make it black? Your hover. This color is black. Let me just write black there so you understand. So you see, it's black. So that is it. We talked about all this yesterday. So please quickly do your corrections. I'll check it again tomorrow. Let's go into what we have for today. Any questions? Any question? Oh, I didn't let you guys unmute. Any questions?
No. No.
Have you guys made your corrections?
Yes.
All right, no problem. Let me go into, I didn't even check everybody's own, but please do your corrections. I will check again tomorrow for the sake of time. All right. So today, I want to talk about So today we're going to talk about greed. Now, this is a little bit we're going to talk about website layout. I think I started it and I did not finish it. And then you guys can use this as,
Excuse me, my connection went off.
all right, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's do that maybe during the break. Ore, Inioluwa, sure you were here. I just did a correction, and your brother has it right already, so he has done the major correction. So please let him show it to you because of time. We have a lot to do. Is that clear?
Yes.
Please, Ore's own must be correct tomorrow. I won't check your own tomorrow. I'll check Ore's own. So make sure she does her correction. I'll hold you responsible for that.
Excuse me, mommy. He.
Yes, nice. So make sure he does his correction. That's what I said. I called you a he. Okay. So let's talk about layouts, and this might just give you an idea for what your project should look like. You can see this is a website layout. They have the header here, they have the navigation menu, content, and you have the footer. If you look at Ehun's website here, sorry, hold on. If you look at Ehun's website here, this right here is the header. They joined the header and the link together. They didn't make it separate. Unlike what's his name? Unlike EX own, this top part is the header and there is a form there. Tomorrow, I might teach you how to make this form, but this is the header and this is the menu. Okay, so that's exactly what is here: a header, a menu, content. So somebody like EX, to make it easy for you, you can just decide to put a picture here, a picture here, a picture here, write some things, let me see your site again. Just write some things like this. Yeah, pretty much. And maybe when I teach you guys, if you have time to do galleries, I'll teach you how to make image galleries like this, and it's simple. I think the same goes for Ehun. Ehun has one major content. This is one. So you can decide to do. You can just decide to Ehun. You can decide to do your header, and then now decide to. Okay, you even started, so no problem. We'll check yours later.
This one I said that yesterday.
Yeah, you told me. That's what I'm saying. But let's go.
EX, so not Ehun.
Okay, you two started yesterday. Okay, nice. I'll check it today. So I already taught you guys how to make a header. If you go back to if you check your files, you will see how you created a header here, where I said, it's a div. You create your div, you name the div, the header, and then you style the header. You give it what background color you want to give it. You give it what padding you want to give it. You give it what text align, what text you want to give it. You arrange it however you want to arrange. Now, remember that there is something called positioning. Okay. Maybe I'll go into that today. Positioning and all of that. So yes, that is how you get your header. I have taught this before, so please go back to your notes to be sure. So that is how you create the first part of this layout that you're seeing here. That's how you create the first part. We have talked about navigation menu. Now let's talk about how to make rows and columns like this. Talked about navigation bar. So now let's talk about columns. So it's different. Sorry, hold on. Let me see if I can push this down. I can't push it down. So these different columns that you're seeing here is similar to this. This one is divided into two here, but it's just like having one column here, one column here. You cannot put this is a margin or a pattern. Let me see. So I also get that. Sorry guys, I'm checking. Oh, so it's a padding rather, sorry. It's a padding. So let's see if we can replicate that right now. So how do you create a column? First of all, we use something called you see these divs here. We use divs and classes, okay? Divs and classes, right? So you can see the first one, this is a div. You put a class and you also do it again and now put a column so that it will have both rows. This is a row and a column. So you have to create a class for the row and you have to create a class for the column. Okay. So after you finish writing that, you can now write your text. You can see this is a H2. You can now decide to, let me see if there is a text here. Okay, here there is I think this is not a H1, or this is probably a H3 or H4. And they styled it, they made the background black, they make the text white. And they placed it there. So let's continue. So this is a column. This is your H2, and this is the paragraphs that you can see here. All right. So this is the first column. You do a second column. You do a third column. Now, note that when you are doing this, right? This is one row that has 3 different columns, right? So this is one row. Follow me closely. This is one row, and it has 3 columns. So this is one column. You create the class for the first column, create the class for the second column, and create the class for the third column. Okay? So if you want to now create, let's assume you want to create another row and column. You're going to have to now do, oh, sorry. Sorry, hold on. That has closed. That has closed. Okay. Okay. So let's assume you want to make another row. Let me just go straight and do it. Div is equal, sorry, div class is equal to a row. Then you do the one for the column, div. So this is going to be in a different row entirely because I'm using the row class again.
Mr. Han, that is not how to spell column.
Yes, I've seen it. Thank you. Okay. So I'm just going to copy so I don't waste our time. Let's just copy. It's the same thing. Copy the header and the write-off. That's one. So this is one column. I have to do for another column. Div class is equal to column. Right, so let me do another. Okay. So I have to close, hold on. Div class column. Let me give a space so we don't get confused. So this is div class row. This one is for the first column. I have to close this div here. So I have to close the div because that is for one column. All right, so I have to close the div here. For this column, you close the div here. This particular row, you will close this div when you have written all your rows, all your columns rather. So this first column, you can see the div, I put my content, and then I also close the div right here, all right? Column, close the div. Now open another class and another column. There's a div right here. I've written everything I want to write. Now I have to close the div. All right. So I'm just going to make these 2 columns. So now I can now finally close this particular div, because this row is supposed to cover both columns. So let me close this div here for the row. So if I run this, you can see it's giving me 2 columns. If I do a third one, it will be 3 columns. But I just wanted you guys to see how we were able to do this. Okay. Let me check something. Sorry, hold on, let me check. Yeah, okay. That's just going to give me another column under. So yeah, this is a 1 column, 2 column, 3 column layout. This is 3, this is 2, this is 1. All right, so let's see how we can now design it. Like I already said, you already know how to do a header. I'm going to teach you guys about border sizing very soon, but let's go on. So this is just a basic design of the header. Like I said, we've already talked about how to design a header. This is the design for the navigation bar. We've already done that yesterday. Okay, so now we're focused on the columns. Now, we want to create 3 different columns that are equal to, that are the same width. They are equal to each other. You can see this is not bigger than this. This is not bigger than this. They are equal. So what you do, 1 column is 100%. You know, the entire space here is 100%. If you divide 100 by 3, this is what you get. Okay? Do we understand? Do we understand?
Yes.
Are you sure you guys understand?
Yeah.
Are we sure? Okay. So because we want 3 equal, we want 3 equal spaces in between them, we're using, if I decide to use 50% here, let's see what happens. Oh my God. Let's just see what happens. It becomes 2. Let me remove those ones that I created. Let me remove the ones I created so we don't get confused. So if you make it 50%, where is the, if you make it 50%, it becomes, oh, let me run it. Yeah. So it becomes 2, it divides into 2 automatically, and it just takes the third one down. That's what it does. Do you understand? So this width right here is just to tell us, oh, how do you want the columns to be spaced? If I say I want them to be spaced 20%, which is, I think 20 divided by 100 is 5. It's going to give me 5 columns. See, 1, 2, 3. And because I didn't create any more columns, that's why here is empty. But it would give me 5 columns. Okay? Do we understand that? Do we
Yes.
understand that? It's almost similar to something like this, but just that in this case, they used images. and we have something called images gallery that we can use. But if this was going to be a write-up, this is how it would look like. Okay. Let's go back. Sorry. So let me see what this particular okay. So that's how you create equal columns, okay? That is how you create equal columns. But let me make it 33% because we want it to be 3. That's 100 divided by 3. So now it's now equal. All right. So what if you want to make, maybe you don't want them to be equal columns, right? Like this is not equal. So what if you want to do that? How do you do that? Sorry, hold on, let me see this.
Ma, excuse me, my network was off for a very long time.
All right, just follow, okay? I haven't said much like that. You will still get it if you listen. So just follow. All right.
Okay.
I'm trying to check something. Maybe this is what I'll give you guys. Hold on. Okay, I can't give you guys heavy assignments yet. All right, so let's go. So what we want to make unequal columns, how do we do that? So we've done equal columns. Now, if we want to make unequal columns, this is how we do it. So column side, column into. So please give me a moment.
Ma,
Yes.
ma, after this, can I start screen?
What did you say?
After this, can I start screen sharing?
Okay, after I'm done. Okay. It's 12 column. Okay. Okay. So what happens if you want to create unequal columns? In the first situation, in the first examples, we just used columns, right? Like this. We just used column, we didn't put sides. But here you're going to put column side, column middle, and then another column side again. So that way you can now design it differently. Remember, you still have to put a row. You still have to put your row here and then put your class for your columns, and then you label your columns how you want it, and then you go and design your column. So you come here. Okay, this is for navigation. Always remember to float it. I don't know if I mentioned it here. Okay, yes, you can see we also floated it here, so it's there. So you have to float it to the left like this so that it stays in one place. What happens is, let's see what
Excuse
happens
me,
if
but
you
my
float it to the
connection
right.
went off again.
I've not said anything, Ore. I've not said anything, so please just pay attention. So the truth is that even if you float it to the right, nothing will happen because of the way that it is structured. But it's just like a general and a good rule to float it to the left, right? And you add a padding of 10 pixels. You can increase the padding to 20. See, there's more space there. But let's leave it at 10. Now the space is smaller. So now for the left and the right column, this is one side, this is another side. So, and I think we both named them column side when we're writing it. Okay, column side, column middle, column side. Okay. So we just go there and we say, okay, we want our column side to be 25%. So that means here and here will be 25%. So here is taking 25%, here is taking 25%. You'll be left with 50%, because like I said, the entire layout is 100%. So if you're giving both sides 50, 25, 25, it means that the middle will be 50%. You can decide that, okay, I want this side to be 30, I want this side to be 30. That means your middle will be 40, as you can see it here. If I say I want it to be 30, and here will have to be 40, because 30 plus 30 is 60, and 60 plus 40. If you removed 60 already, what will be left is 40, and that would be your, see. So here is 30, here is 30, here is 40. So you have to clear the float after the column, because if it's not really visible on this screen, but if you don't clear the float after the columns, there's a tendency that every other thing you write will continue to float. So you have to clear, they even kept it here. You have to clear the float after the column, because you only want the columns to float. So how do you clear it? Put your content table. This is just the rule on how to clear it. You can see it. Content, display, and then you clear both of them. Does that make sense? Do we understand?
Yes.
Do we
Yes.
understand? See the way we are
Yes.
saying
Yes.
No.
yes now, and then when I give assignment, you say you don't know. Who said no? Who said no now? Who said no? Let me explain now.
I don't think anyone said no.
I think Ire said no. Ire, was it you?
No, it was me.
In Yolua, right? Okay. So which part do you not understand?
More from the quotations part.
Okay. This place, right? In Yolua, this place, right?
Yes.
All right, fine. So I said, you know that we floated the column. So you have to clear that float after the column. Okay? So you pick your row class because this is a row. The entire column is in a row. So you pick your row and then you put this. You can see what let me expand this. You can see what the row here is after. Because you want to clear the float after. You don't want it to float again after the row, after you have put your columns. You don't want the float to affect other content that you might write. So you have to do this. You put your you pick your row and you press after, and you type after, just like you see it here, right? And then you let your browser know that you want your content to appear normal. This quotation marks means that you want your content to appear normal. That's what it means. You want the display to be table, because what you floated, right? Hold on. You want your display to be table. You can see that it's almost like a table, right? Trying to look for the best way to do this. But in it, what you should just know is that, let me give you guys this on the chat box, so that when you are doing it, just know that, oh, I have to put this in my CSS so that my content will not start appearing funny.
Can I now share my screen?
No, I'm not done.
Why?
But even if you don't get that part, right? Even if you don't get that part, as long as you can do it up to this level, it's fine. All right. The more you continue to practice, the more you understand, the more it will begin to make sense. It's a bit complicated. So that's how you create columns with unequal sizes. Now let's talk about footer. This is a footer right here. This particular place you are seeing, it's a footer. This is what is called a footer. And you can put whatever. Most websites always put things like this in their footers. Things like this. And how do you create? I'm just going to teach you how to create this separate block. We'll talk about how to put things like this later, but how do you create a separate block under? Because your entire your entire website can be white, and you get to the end and you see that the footer is different. Let me see if it's different here. You can see this is a footer. It always looks different. This right here is a column. They did this with a column. What I just showed you now is what they did right here. All right. This is also a column. Column. Right. So how do you create a footer? It's just like doing a header. It's almost the same as doing a header. Okay, they did not show my. Okay, let me move this away because this is blocking. Okay. So this is a footer here. You can decide to, put your email in your footer. I can see this is your footer here. Let me make this black. So it's basically like doing a header. When you're doing a header, you do a div, you do a class, you do header. But here you do a div, you do your class, and you name it footer. So it's the same thing as a header. It's just that one is on top, one is below. Okay, so this is a,
Mr. Han,
yes,
do you design the footer?
yes. Let's go to it. See, they styled it here. So let me make the background color black. Let me make it black. Okay, so if you come, you see it is black. But because my writing was black, that's why we cannot see it again. So now I have to change the color of the writing to white. So you see now it's white, you can see it. Oh, sorry, pardon me. So now you can see it is white. Am I still in class? All right, yeah. It is white. You can also make it bigger. I think we saw a bigger one. This is a very big footer. You can make it bigger. How do you make it bigger? Just increase the padding. Let's make the padding maybe 100. See, it's bigger. Okay. You can decide to create a column inside your footer. Just like, let me try if I can do it. I don't want that one. Okay, let me try this. Let me use this. So you write, this is your div, your row, your column side, right? This is your column middle. And this is also your column side, all right? So let's copy this entire thing. Copy, and now put it in the footer. So instead of your email to be here, let's put this in the footer. Oh, I made a mistake, sorry. Did I? Yes, I made a mistake. Let me do it again. Okay, so this is the footer, right? This is the footer. Now I want to bring that column here. So this is the footer, and now I started putting the column. This is the class, this is the row, this is the column, and everything. So this is going to be small. Let me see. You can see this is already in the footer. Let's go to the footer styling. So this is the style of the footer. So I made that place black. So maybe black. Okay, we have to change the text, our color text to, we have to change it to white so that we can see what is there. Okay. So you see, and like I said, I think this was what I was saying. I was saying it's just like this. That just has more text, and most of them are linked. So what they did there was that they created a column, and they listed links under the column. So if you're going to write, so for that one, after you have written your footer like this, where's the footer? After you have written your footer like this, and then you have written your row and your column, what you now do is that you now write a list of links, just like you do in your header. It's a list of links, right? So that's what you do in your header. So what is going to happen is that after we've all picked the website, on Monday, because tomorrow I'm going to teach you some other things. On Monday, I will now show you guys individually how to do your website, because websites are different. There is something on your website that I have not showed you before. But I hope you understand how a footer works now.
Yes.
So that's how you design a footer. So let me talk about, I think I've talked about background. I want to talk about position, because that keeps coming up a lot, so that you guys will know about positioning. Okay. Let's talk about positioning. All right. So there are 5 values of the position element. Like I think I taught this yesterday when we were doing navigation, but let's move this down. Okay. Oh, sorry. So I talked about this yesterday when we're doing what's it called? When we're doing navigation. Where's the navigation? Oh, sorry, it was here. When we're doing the navigation, and I said that the position can be fixed. Is there a position here? Yeah, it's not here. I think it's somewhere around here where I said the position should be fixed. Let me see. But you won't see it here. Instead, let me go back to what I was doing because there's not enough text there for me to scroll. Oh no, this is not where I am. Okay, so this is it. So there are 5 different position values. You have start, you have fixed, you have absolute, and you have sticky. So we'll talk about them one by one. Let's talk about the static position. Finish positioning one. You can show me what you have done. An element with position, with static position, is not positioned in any special way. It is always positioned according to the normal flow of the page. I have to go and I need more text to show you guys what this means. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know why they're not giving me text. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to text myself. Let me put text myself. Okay. Okay, this is what I need. So it's just saying that when the position is static, it is not positioned in any special way. It is just positioned according to the normal flow of the page. So I think this is the default button for any it just stays in where you put it. It just stays in where you put it. That's basically what it is saying, what it is saying, right? Let me see if I can find because I need you guys to CSS static and CSS fixed, they are almost the same thing, and we might not understand it. That's what I'm trying to find to help us understand it better. Okay, so now this is a position that is static. You can control the position property for the yellow. All right. So now in this case, this position, right? This is All right. Okay, exactly. Okay. Okay. So this explains it better. So when a position is static, you would see it's just in one place. It's just in one place like this. You can see it. If a position is relative, when you say something is relative, you put it somewhere. Now they have put it here and they gave it they gave space at the top and gave space at the side. Let's change this space to, let me change it to 60. 60. Okay. Okay, so this is relative positioning. You find a place to position it. Is in one, you put it in one place and then you just position. When you're scrolling, this is how it's, because it's in relative position. This is not a good way to view the website, but I'm just trying to show you how positions look like. If you make the position absolute, this is an absolute position. If you make it sticky, it's just going to be in one place and not move, even while you're scrolling, to move. If it's absolute, it's going to be in, so static is normal, relative is that you are pushing it somewhere else, absolute, you're also pushing it somewhere else, sticky means that you are staying in one place. I don't know if you understand. I really don't know if you understand. Do we understand?
Yeah.
Do we?
Yes.
But
All right.
please, can you go back to the CSS position file?
Yeah, let me go back there.
Okay, thank you.
So this is the CSS position tab. This is static position, right? Now let's do this is for statics. Now this is for relative. Let's see the relative. An element with a relative position is position relative to its normal position. And this is usually with borders. It's usually with borders. So in this, sorry, in this position, you can see where it is. You can see where the border is. It is normal. Do you understand? It is normal. You can now decide to shift it. All right. When they were doing a static position, they did not give it any space. They did not give it. This is like a normal border, so it's static. Now you want to move it a little bit. Okay. So now I want to move this border a little to the right. Okay. So I'm going to put a margin here, because this is a margin, but they didn't write margin, because when you're writing positioning, it already knows that, okay, when you say left, put a margin in the left. If I make here right, okay, if I make here right, you see it puts a margin in the right. It puts a margin in the right. But this will block whatever this, people won't be able to see the content you are doing. So that's why they made it left, because there's nothing to see on the right. All right. So this is a relative. It's still in the same position. It has not left where it is, but they have moved it to a different side. Relative is positioned relative to its normal position. So it's still in its normal position, but it's supposed to be here, but it's not here. But they are still in the same position. The position is related. So let me use that English. The position is related. So that is for relative positioning. So if you want to talk about fixed positioning, An element of the fixed position is position relative to the viewport, which means it always stays in the same place even if it is fixed. And I think I showed it here yesterday. Hopefully I can miss the position fixed. Let me go and copy text. Let me make it here. Let me see. Position fixed, because there's a lot of text here. So you see, it's always going to be here. This is a fixed position. So as you're scrolling, it will remain here. Most times they use this in the header in navigation bars, like I showed you guys yesterday. So regardless of where you scroll to, it will just be in this place. It doesn't move. Do we understand that?
Yes.
So that's a fixed positioning. So let's talk about absolute positioning, so that when you see all those things, you won't be surprised. So an absolute positioning. Now this right here, this particular border here has a relative position. It is positioned relatively. Now this has an, if I remove this absolute positioning now, okay, let me remove it. You see, it just goes under it just like that. But I want to move it here. So it's kind of like at a, I call it an angle. Will I call it an angle? I don't know if I should call it an angle. There is no space here on the right. You can see the right here is 0. There is a space at the top, which is about 80 px. So from here to here is 80 px. From here to here is 80 px. There is 0 here. There is no margin here. The width of the box. Now this is a border box, right?
Yes.
It's a border. Do you get? It's a border inside a border. And this is how they created the border inside the border. They just, okay, so this is the text, and they gave it a class, and they went to design this, style this class. The class name is relative. So they styled the relative class. They gave it a border. This is the border. They gave the border a height and a width, and they called it relative. That's basically how they created it. If I remove this, see, you only have this words inside. So now if I go and design the absolute class, that's when the other border will come out. So they gave it a border. So they gave this one another border. So this is supposed to have another border inside. Let me remove this first. So they just gave it another border inside, then styled the border. They added height and width to the border, and they now positioned it a relative position. So when you put it a relative position, it will come kind of like an angle, and then you cannot decide, okay, I want 200, I want space on top and I want space below. Let me show you guys that. So after they gave it a border, they gave the border a width and a height. So they gave the border a width and a height. So now it looks different. So the positioning is what changed it. So they made it, let's just make it absolute first without the, let's make it absolute. So now this is absolute. You have made it an absolute position. So it's not up to you to now decide, okay, where do you want to put it? So I think they said they wanted it to be, So they said they wanted to be 80 px space between the up and the down. So this is the space, 80 px. Now you don't want, right here, this has a left of 0. The size here is 0, but we actually want it on the right. So we just put right. And it moves there. So absolute positioning, you're positioning it where you want, but it's always close to the other. It's always close to another positioning. Do we understand, guys? Because we're about to go on a break now. So let's talk about sticky position.
Yes.
So after this one, we'll go on a break. So this is almost like a fixed position. Okay, sorry. This is almost like a fixed position. How is it different from a fixed position? Let me see. So an element with a sticky position is positioned based on the user's scroll position. A sticky element toggles between relative and fixed depending on your scroll position. It is position relative until giving an offset position. Okay, that's a lot of grammar. I have to break down. How do I break down this now? Okay, you know what? Let us stick to the positions that we know. Ignore the sticky positions because it's a bit complicated and you will just get confused. Okay, so like I said, the more you continue to do it, when this is just a 1 month class, it's just basics. This is a little bit advanced. You guys understand? So I would say
Yes.
the ones I taught you, let's stick with that one. There's no, instead of using
No, my connection went up again.
or I don't know what to do. But you know what, just pay attention. Maybe after the class, I would go through something with you. Or since your brother was here, your brother is going to have to be the one to help me because we have a lot to do. Okay?
Mom, my connection was going off too.
I know. I'm so sorry about that. But just pay attention. Like I said, if you pay attention, you will follow. Let's see about positioning an image. All right, maybe you want to position an image. No, this is advanced because you have to do containers. So let's take a break. Then when we come back, we'll do something else. So let's take a break. What's the time now? This is 10:42. I want to give a 10 minutes break. So let's come back like 10:52. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
10:52.
Okay.
Show my website now.
Oh yeah, you can show me now.
Me too. After Aaron, I'll show mine.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome to Jessica. Why does your okay, this is nice. Oh, is this you? You did this? Oh, nice.
I haven't got far like a room, but 'cause I just started mine yesterday.
Yeah. Everyone, these are on different pages, right? And you linked the pages to each other. Um, oh, nice. Is he even hearing me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was asking if they are on different pages and you linked them to each other.
They're linked to each other.
Okay, very good. So I'm guessing that you already have an idea of how you want it to look like, right?
Yes.
All right, this is nice. This is good. Okay, okay. Okay, you really tried. I like what I saw. Hey, EX, let me see yours. Oh, okay. You're almost there now. EX Fashion World. Okay. Oh, this is beautiful too.
Thank you.
You only have one page now, right? You're still working on it.
Yes, I'm still working on it.
Okay. Is it going to be multiple pages like Ehun's own?
I'll ask him how to do that. If I can do it, I would.
Okay. It's just like the way you link your the way you link your CSS file to your HTML.
Yes.
That's how you link other pages. Other pages is just creating another file, then linking
Okay.
that file to your HTML, just
Okay.
like you link your CSS. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Stop. You can stop sharing that. But this
Thank
is
you.
wonderful. I'm happy that you started something. This is wonderful. So hopefully you will do a navigation bar.
Okay,
Let me
yes.
let me leave the navigation bar on the screen so that people can be seeing it and be making your corrections until you come back from break.
Oh, this is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. This is the first. Ma?
So you guys after the break.
Jesus, yes.
Yes, Remide.
Ma, my light of
Yes, I
science
can hear you.
the generator. So I don't know
Oh,
what she
oh,
said.
no, we went on break.
Why didn't get break?
You already got break now, but it's just that your light went off.
Not fair.
I'm sorry, but you're back in class now, and I guess everybody should be back.
Yes. Well, I'll just play game.
All right, are we all back? Are we all back?
No.
Mommy, not yet.
Maybe they are going for a longer break or they are back.
No, they're not going for a longer break. I think they're back.
I'll go for a little more break.
You go for what?
I'll take a little more break.
I don't understand what that means. What are you trying to say? Ire, Ire, how's it going?
Yes.
Okay, I think I've taught you guys about content, padding, border, margin, so I'm not going to. Yeah.
Yes. Bye bye.
Okay, so we're all back, right? I want to talk about the float properties that we've been hearing about since. Let me give you guys an in-depth of what the float property is. Okay. So the
Yes.
float is used for positioning and formatting content. Like you can let an image float to the left and you write a text beside it. The float property can have these properties. We've talked about right and left. Can also have none. That means it will just be displayed where it occurs in the text. I will show you what that means. We also have a float property that is inherent. Let's start with float right. Let me see. So in this example, oh my God. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
in this
Yes.
example now,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Thank you very much.
No. No.
Um, okay. So now you have your H2. This is your H2. You also have a paragraph. Now there's an image here. You can see this image, right? This is the image. We all know how to put an image, right? So they gave the image a width. Wait. a width, a height, a margin. What's the margin? The margin left. That is, it should be here. If this margin left was not there, so the margin, this is the margin left. So now they also have this block of text. As you can see, they put this image inside the paragraph element, and the paragraph element is also covering this text, this paragraph text, right? And it is here. So how did they get it on the side? Because if we don't float the image, please, can we all mute? I don't know who is that. If you don't float the image, all right, it's going to be like this. This is how it is going to be. And you can see that the paragraph is starting directly after the image because it is inside the image itself is inside the paragraph, is inside the paragraph element. I mean, if I take it out of the paragraph element and I say, okay, let me put it out here. All right. And I do it like this. You see, it just becomes it will stand on its own. But we want the two of them to be together. So that's why it is inside the paragraph element like this. We put it directly after the paragraph. And so it becomes like this. But what we want this image to be on the right. So I'm going to float the image to the right. Just like when you write your navigation bar and it is just, you float it to the right or you float it to the left. So I'm going to pick the image elements, and I'm going to float it to the right. Okay, so if you float it to the right, it becomes like this. If you float it to the left, you see it is side by side each other. Side by side each other. If you float it to the left, it goes on the left. Okay. If you float it to, if you say none, maybe you don't float it. Exactly how it is. This is actually the default setting. So even if you don't style it, it's going to appear like this because it's the default settings. So that's that about float right, float left, no float, and all of that. So now let's float things next to each other. So that page is loading. Let's float things next to each other.
Excuse me, mom. My connection went off again.
Okay. So right here, we have 3 items that are in a div, and they have classes. This is div 1, div 2, div 3. So they just designed it. They gave div 1 a background of red. They gave div 2 a background of yellow. They gave div 3 a background of green. Now, if there was no floating, this is how it will appear. See, this is how it will just appear next to each other. Just like when you are doing your navigation bar, if you don't float it, it will just appear like a vertical navigation bar and not a horizontal navigation bar. So floating it when you float it, you just put it next to, basically floating just puts things next to each other like this. Do we understand?
Yes.
Do we understand?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
We use the
Yeah.
float property when we want the element below not to be on the right or on the left. We want it next to each other. Okay, when we use the float property and we want the next element below, not on the right or not on the left, we have to use the clear property, which is what I was trying to explain to you guys when we're doing what's the first thing we did this morning? The columns. You know, we also floated that columns next to each other. Now, if you want to continue writing, whatever text that you put after you have floated your column, it's either going to be on the right or on the left. So you have to clear that. Let me explain. The clear property specifies what would happen when the next element that is next to the floating element is put in the VS Code. Do you understand that? If I float a column, let me see if I can still find it. Okay, yes. So you see here, we floated. So floated, no, this is not floated. Yeah. So this was where we floated the columns. You can see here, it's floated, right? Now, if I come, did I remove the, I can't find it. I can't find the write-up. Okay, let me use another. I think I canceled it. Okay, so this is another one. So remember that we floated this, right? Now, if I come here and then I try to write another thing, maybe I want to write a header and I say H1 and I want to write another section and I want to say let me use H2. Yeah. So we have, sorry, hold on. Let me check my phone. This is my phone because I know I sent money to her. Sorry, please hold on. I'm trying to get fuel for my gen so that my laptop does not go off. So I'm going to put a text after that column so that you will see how it will appear and why you need to use the float, the clear option. So let me try to put a text here.
Mom, can I now screenshot?
Wait now. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Need.
So you see, sorry, hold on. So now I want to remove the clear option. Right? Now if I run it, Oh, I've already gone to just look at what I just did. Okay, so on what's it called? On W School, it looks okay, but on most browsers, it won't look okay if you don't use the clear float options. Let me see. This is way too advanced. But anyway, what they are saying is that if you float something to the left like this, let's see. Okay, so this is div1, this is div2, right? Div1, div2, without the clear. Okay, so let me see. I think they floated div2. They floated div1 to the left. That's why div1 is here. They floated it to the left, right? Yeah. So they are both different divs, and they floated div1 to the left. So div1 is here, and then if you don't, this is it. If you don't use I hope I'm explaining this well. So they floated div1 to the left, and they gave it a border and a padding. That's why it has a border like this. Imagine if they didn't give it a border and a padding.
My voice is cracking.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about now?
Yes, it's still cracking.
It's still cracking. Your voice is
Your voice
cracking.
is not cracking.
Your voice is not cracking.
Okay, that means it's network. So they floated. Just listen, okay, please. So they floated div1. You can see it here that they floated it. They gave it a padding and a border, and they didn't float div2, but it has a padding and the border. So because they didn't clear the float, you can see how div2 is appearing, right? But right here, when they floated div3, they floated div3 here, and then they floated div3 here, and they also gave it a padding and the border. When they were going to give this a padding and the border, they had to clear the floating. Okay, so you clear it left because you floated it left, so you have to clear it left, right? And this is how it will be. If you don't clear it, it will look like this. Do we understand?
Yes. I'm getting sure.
You want to what?
Ma, you're going to forget about my homework.
I won't forget about your homework. I won't forget about your homework. So I've talked about clear fit. Okay, so in this case now you have a picture that is bigger than the write-up. Okay. So instead of making the picture so small that we won't be able to see it well, we can use something. You know what? Let's not do clear fix because that's advanced. That's advanced. So I'm going to teach you guys about backgrounds, and then we'll call it off for today. Would rest for today. And because Ehun and EX are working on their project, I won't give heavy assignments like that, so every other person can start working on their projects. All right. Well, I think I've talked about background and how to do background colors, background images. I think I've talked about it. What
Yes.
talked about?
You taught us background image the color of a room.
Okay. So I don't need to do this. Let me check your curriculum for what's The next thing
But
tomorrow
please,
I'll
can
teach
you
you about
redo background color?
background color.
Yes.
No, but I already know.
It's very easy now.
Don't worry, I'll teach you background color.
Okay. So Evan said he's going to teach you background color.
Okay.
All right. So I
I've
think
already seen how to do it already.
you've seen it have background color.
Yes.
Okay, I would have said I would teach you guys about grid, but grid is a little complex, and we have already done a lot today. I'm sure I'm not the only one whose brain needs resting right now. I'm pretty sure. So I want to teach you guys grid, and I've taught you positioning. I've taught you borders, margins, paddings, backgrounds, pseudo classes and pseudo. Okay, I have not taught you pseudo classes and pseudo elements, but I have taught you positioning. So what will happen is that let's call it a day today. Let's call it a day. Do we still have time? We still have time. I think I've done text as well. Please, who is this person that
Just
is
join.
going? Who is that?
Remedy.
Okay, have I taught you guys about text color?
Yes.
When we make it text, the color we want to be.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
I have, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. Text color. Let's see if I've mentioned that. So tomorrow I'll teach grids and pseudo classes. So I think I talked about text form. Okay, text color. Yeah, we talked about. We've even been doing it where you just say, okay, you want the color to be green.
Yes.
Yes, we've been doing that.
I even used it for my
You used it right, exactly.
yes.
So, but you can also give your text a background color, right? This is how you give your text a background color. You see, you can give your entire website a different color. All you need to do is just select the body of your, because the body is your entire website. If you select the body and say, okay, I want to make it yellow, what color will go here? Okay, let's say you want to make it red. All right. See, your entire background will be red. You want to make it gray. Your entire it will be gray. You want to make it purple. Oh, sorry. Purple. See, the entire thing is purple. That's how you give your background a color. Okay? So I don't know why they're using blue here. What's this? Okay, so when you put a color in your body like this, all the write-up, everything on your website will be that color. All the text will be this color. But you can also
Except
change.
the H1.
No, the H1 would also be this color. I think they put a different color for the H1. That's why the color
Okay.
changed. So this is the default color, but you cannot decide that, okay, I want a different color. So now H1 is white, and even the one in the div is also white as well. That is why this is white, H1 is white. This is H1, this is paragraph. This is basically what. So you see, we did not put any any color for the paragraph, so it just took the default color, which is blue. All right. So if you want to put a color there, you can always do it like this, or you can use inline. Just say style color is equals to, if I want to change this for this now, I'll say style, right? Is equal to color red. No, it's red, white. Okay. I didn't put. See, it becomes white. So you can also style it like this inline CSS. You can style it like that. You get. So what if you want to, how do you now get this background, this white background and this black background and this blue background? It's simple. It's just background color of your text. You just say, okay, I want my H1 to have a background color of black. I want my div to have a background color of blue. This is a div text here. This is a div. So I want this to have a background. So it's very easy. Do we understand that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's for background color. For a text property, okay, we've talked about that. Let's go to the next one. Text alignment. So we've always been talking about text alignment, but I think I've only talked about text align center. But you can align any text how you want it. This is text align center. This is text aligned left. This is text aligned right. So all you just need to do is text align, and then the text will write anyhow you want it to write. Even in a table, when you put a border around it, whatever it is, if you want, however you want your text to align, you just let the browser know, okay, I want this to be aligned to the right, I want this to be aligned to the left, I want this to be aligned to the center. That's pretty much, we all understand that, right? Do we understand that?
Yes.
Ma, can I screen share now?
Even when I'm done, you will screen share. You will screen share. So when you do, who is this person? Okay. So you know when you are reading newspapers, like this is also how a column appear. But what if you're not using a column? What if you're just using a write-up like this? Do you understand? And you're not, because there's no column here, but you want it to appear like it is in the column. Just like if you read newspapers, you will understand that is how it appears in newspapers as well. Sorry. You know, this is how they write in newspapers, like that. So how do you get it to write like this? Please, I'm going to mute everybody. Please don't let me mute everybody. So how do you get it to write like this? This is the write-up, right? This is it in a div, right? Right here. So they gave it a border. They gave it a padding. You know, this is 10. You can increase the padding, the space inside, 20. See, the space around it is bigger. So they gave the border a width and a height. Now, if you don't put the justify, this is how it will turn out. You know, it's even turning out well here, but sometimes it might not turn out so well. So it's always safer to just put the justify options. Do you understand? If you don't put it, it might still work, but when it's loading on your browser, you might not like it. So it's better to just put justify so that each line has equal width. Okay? Do we understand that?
Yes.
All right. Text align right. Text align right. So does text align right do? Okay, they gave it a class. Okay, so this is a write-up. This is a write-up. And now they gave it a class of A. What's A? This is the A class because it's in the paragraph, so PA. So they wanted the text aligned right. So what that means is that this text here, this last text here, you can see is aligned to the right. If we did not have this, it would just appear normal. It should just appear normal like this. But maybe you're trying to do a style on your website and you want everything to write like this. Okay? So you can just put, oh, let it be text align right. Okay? So this is right. You can also do it left. It will just take the last part of your paragraph. Doing it left is almost like doing it normal. Doing it center. This is how it will look like if you do it center. But people mostly use it for right, because doing it left is just like it's writing normal. So it's only when we want to, write, you want to have this kind of write-up style on your page, then you do text align right or center, whichever one works for you. Okay.
So I have a question.
What's your question?
If you want only the first line to be to the right, can you put text align first?
If you want where this one, right?
Yes.
If you want it to be aligned to the
right, only that one to be aligned to the right.
Only that one. The other
Yes.
ways you can do that. Oh, hold on. Do you see? You can just do text
Okay.
aligned right, and then you write this one, just write it normally so it will appear
Okay.
here. Do you get?
Yes.
Exactly. So you just take the text that you want to write, and then you just write this normally. All right.
Okay.
So that's right.
You said after this, I am going to.
Wait, now I'm not done now. I'm not done. So I also want to, I know I've been talking about text decoration for a while. So let's see the different types of text decoration. So after this one, we can go. So this is what an overline text decoration looks like. That means you are putting a line over it on top. This is a text decoration overline. This is a text decoration line through. You see, it's like you're canceling what you're writing. If you go to website, e-commerce websites, and maybe they were like the price used to be 10 naira before or 20 naira before, and then they underline it like this, and then I say new price is now maybe 40 naira. This is how they put a line through it. Do you understand? Like canceling what you're writing. So text decoration underline, this is how links come out. This is how links appear. They have a text decoration of underline. So that's why if we want to remove it, we have to go and say text decoration none, so that we can remove that underline on a link. So you can also have overline and underline, just like this is overline and underline. Okay. So they say it is recommended to not underline a text that is not a link. That is not a link, as this often confuses the reader. But that's just a personal thing. Because most times this is how links appear. So if you do something like this on your page, people are going to think it's a link, because most time that is how links appear. So that's that about text decoration. You can also give your, what is it called? You can also give your text decorations, you can give them colors. After you have kept it there, you now say that text decoration color should be red. Do you understand? Text decoration color should be blue. So it's pretty much easy. That's really self-explanatory. You can also specify the style and the thickness of what you want it to be. Okay, so let's talk about, oh, sorry. We've talked about the color, right? So now let's talk about the style for the decoration, for the text decoration. So you can say you want it to be solid. This is a solid one. You want it to be double. Do you understand? So hold on. Like this line through right now. This line through, you can decide that you want the line through to be double. So how do you do that? Text decoration style should be double. So if I go and put text decoration style there, right? This is line through. So now I put text decoration style. I want it to be double. See, it becomes double. All right. You might want it to be dotted lines like this. It will become dotted lines. You can want it to be dashed lines. See, these are dashed lines. This is a dashed line. This is a dotted one. You can want it to be wavy. This is wavy. You can want it to be wavy and red. So this is going to be text decoration color, and then text decoration style. See, text decoration line, text decoration color, text decoration style. Somebody talking. Okay, just me. So that's pretty much about, you can also decide how do you want it to be thick using text decoration thickness. So it's pretty much, it's self-explanatory. You don't need to bother your head too much about it. Okay, so let's talk about text transformation. So this is used to specify uppercase and lowercase letters in a text, like capital letter and small letter. You can use this property to turn everything into capital letter or turn everything into small letter, or just capitalize only the first of each word, right? Let me explain that. Now, text transform uppercase. You can see it here, uppercase, right? That means you want it to be uppercase. Uppercase means that you want it to be capital letter. Lowercase means that you want it to be lowercase, to be small letters. Now, this is only turning the first capital letter of every word. You see, this one is capital, this is capital. So how do you do that? Is you use the capitalize function. Remember, the property is text transform. So this is a text, this is a write-up. You understand? They gave it a class. The name of the class is uppercase. So you can go and style the class. Even if you write uppercase, it will still work here. You know, style the class using text transform, and then it will become uppercase. Do we understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Capitalize is used to change only the first letter of each word.
Wait, no.
Is that a problem?
Mom, can I now screen share?
No, I'm almost done. After text spacing, we'll do text shadow, then you can share. No, just give me another 10 minutes that you can share. Okay. So let's talk about text spacing. There are different ways to space a text. Now, this is text index, right? Okay, so EX, you asked the question then. You're like, how can we, if remember when we did what's it called? What's the name of that property?
Yes.
Text align last, right? We did text
Yes.
align, and that will just make this one align to the right. Now, for if you want to make only this first one the first, you can use text indents. Do you see it? And then you now give the
Yes.
numbers. If I make this 100, if I make this 100, it will be more space. Okay?
Okay.
Sure, you see? Because I know you asked that question. So this
Thank
is
you.
what text indent does for you. Oh, let me. I closed the page by mistake. Okay, so the text indent property is used to specify the indentation of the first line of a text. Now, text spacing. This text spacing has already, the browser has a default spacing. When you write, it's just going to write normal. So maybe you want a different spacing, you want to do some styles, or you just, for whatever reason, maybe you want your sentences to appear like this. Maybe you want it to appear packed together like this. So it's up to you to now specify the spacing that you want. So I think this is a 5 spacing, sorry. Okay, this is a normal spacing because this is H1. They didn't give H1 any spacing. So this is normal spacing. This is a spacing with 5px, and this is a spacing with 4px. You can increase it if you want. Oh, this is even minus 2px. So it's very small. You can use minus 2. Let's see how minus 5 will look like. Extremely, people can't even see it. So there's no reason why you should use that. But yeah, you can decide to make this 10. See, and there's more spacing. Do we understand? Do we understand?
Yes.
All right. We also have something called line height. The line height is just the space between two sentences. You see, there's literally no line height here. Okay, the line height is 0.7. But this has a line height of 1.8. There's more space. This is self-explanatory. We understand this, right? If you don't want any space between the lines, you just use a smaller line height. If you want more space, use a bigger line height. But most times most times the browser already gives you a line height that people use. We just tend to go with the default line height. But maybe you want a special type of line height, then you can come and use the line height option. Do you understand that? So just as we have letter spacing, you also have word spacing. It's the same as using the letter spacing. Okay. So that's what word spacing is. Let's not delay. Sorry, hold on, please. I'm coming. Okay, we'll figure out later. So I've talked about word spacing, line spacing, and all of that. There's something called white space. White space specifies how much white space inside an element is handled. Let's just see what that means. Okay. Okay. White space, no wrap. Okay, we're just going to ignore white space because it's obviously not important. Or let's see if there's no white space, what will happen? Oh, so it writes like this. So if I put it back, oh, so if I put it back, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Who needs that, really? Who needs that? Do you think you ever need to use a property like this? No response.
I'll never need it.
Exactly. So this is the last one for today, text shadow. This is just to create special effects, adding shadows to your text. Okay. Oh, hold on. So sorry about that. So we're talking about text shadows now and adding shadows to your text. You see how all these are looking like. They're like special effects for your text. Okay, so let's see how it works. Okay, so you have to specify the horizontal shadow and then the vertical shadow. That is why you are having two values here. If you only decide to do for one, let's do it for only one. Maybe only decide to do for the horizontal. This is how it will look. You see, it doesn't show the effect as much as it should. So it will be both the horizontal and the vertical ways. So it has to be double like this. You see, now it's showing it. It's almost like it's writing on top of each other. That's what it looks like. It's writing on top of each other. Do you see that? But the chances of us using this is slim. But let's just know that there is something called text shadow. You can also add a color to it. Here, there's a color of red. You can make it blue. You can use it in your website though, just to write something fancy. You can make it blue. You can make it any color that you want. Okay. So why these two is to make sure that the text shadow is showing very well. And of course, there is a red there. Now you can put a blur effect so that it will make it appear like this. If this is not there, it will just appear like what we just left. It's going to be like this. But maybe you want it final because I think adding the blur effect makes it final. See? And now it's final. Okay? That's for text shadow. Any question before we call it a day so they can show me his assignment. Any questions?
No.
No questions. Okay, so for your assignments, everybody has even gone. I need Orel Inyoluwa to redo his So EX and Enhu, I don't want to give you assignments because you are working on your website already. So let me just let you go. I'll drop an assignment on the group chat, but you guys can decide not to do. Oh, okay. The only assignment I'm going to give you is just to do a column, a 3 size column. That's the only assignment I'm going to give you guys.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll put the assignment on the group chat. So if you don't have any question, you can go. Ire, I'm here. You can share your screen.
Wait, what did you say is our homework again?
Columns. Let me share my screen to show you. the columns that we did earlier today.
The WhatsApp group.
Yes, I'm going to put it on the WhatsApp group. Let me show you the assignment. This is going to be your assignment. Okay? This is going to be your assignment. All right. So the navigation bar that we did yesterday.
It's already 10 minutes.
Yes, you're going to share your screen now. Let me just give you guys the assignment. So the navigation bar that we did yesterday, you can see this is a navigation bar here, right? And after the navigation bar, you can see the column. So that's what you guys are going to do, which is very easy. After they did their navigation bar, this is their navigation bar.
Okay. Should we put the style for the navigation bar in an external CSS file?
All your style should be in an external CSS file.
Okay.
So you can decide to add the header, you can leave the header, but what I want to see the navigation links and I want to see columns like this. Okay?
Can you stop sharing now? They aren't allowing me to share my screen.
All right, I am coming. You will share your screen now. Let me stop sharing. So if you don't have any questions and you understand everything, you can go. So
Bye, Miss Johan.
Bye, bye. So okay, Ire, you want to share your screen?
No, before I leave, and once Ire is done sharing his homework, I actually have a question to ask you.
Okay, please go ahead and ask.
How do you put? Is it possible to put a logo?
You stopped me from sharing my screen.
Is it possible to do what?
You put a logo.
Yes, it's possible to put a logo. It's very possible.
Sharing my screen.
Hold on.
Let me do this first, because he has been asking since.
Okay, no problem. Oh yeah, share your screen. I've given you permission to share. Oh, okay, sorry. You should be able to share your screen now. Inyolua or Elua, do you have any questions?
I don't still fully understand the columns. Our connection was going off around that time you were explaining it.
All right, no problem. Hold on. Okay, Ire, this is wonderful. Ire, let me see it on your browser. Let me see it on your browser. Ire, this is good. Let me see it on your browser. Ire, who did this for you? Although I think there's a mistake somewhere.
I used the W3 School website.
Okay. And you guys can always go back to W School website if you don't remember anything. Ire, I'm waiting for you to show me on the browser now.
I wasn't able to put I wasn't able to put the hovering.
There's something wrong with your oh yeah, go back to your VS Code. Let me see if I can fix it. Go back to your VS Code. So I'm coming. Uploading putting a logo is like putting an image. Do you understand? So you just have to have the picture of your logo. That's why logos are like pictures, and it's like uploading an image and then positioning it where you want to position it. I'll show you. Hold on. Who is this person that is drawing?
Who is drawing
on
my chair?
Ire, I want to try to fix your CSS. So can you accept the request you are saying? Please, you're going to have to
can you send it again?
What did you say?
Can you send the request?
Let me send the request again. Hold on.
My Erin is trying to get control of my screen.
I'm the one who is trying to get control of your screen. Please, who is this person now? Stop this thing you're doing. I don't know why I can't control your screen though. Okay, Ire.
I'm giving you.
Okay. Okay, I think I have it now. Oh, you went to put your style inside your... Okay, hold on. Hold on.
It says waiting for Tohan to control your screen.
Yeah.
Call your teacher by your first name.
Don't mind him.
It was what?
Just hold on. I'm trying to fix your assignment. Okay. Okay. So we're going to copy all of this. So it's already here. So it's not going. Ire, can you scroll up for me? Please scroll up. Can you scroll up for me? Okay, so
Scroll up.
okay. Eho, I'm coming now.
There.
Oh God, what's going on?
Oh, you're using my mouse.
Yes, so just leave it and let me do what I want to do because you are deleting things. So I want to correct it for you so it will appear well because it's a mistake. So hold on.
Right. Is it like the overflow shouldn't be hidden?
No, that's not the problem. The problem is that your CSS is in a wrong place. So I'm trying to put it on the right place.
I forgot to make my CSS.
You can do that later, but first of all, let me correct this.
Connect my CSS.
What's going on? Please, what's going on? So, Ire, can you scroll up for me? Can you scroll up for me? Thank you. Okay. First of all, hold on. So, Ire, go to your browser now. Go to your browser now. It should look better.
I rented my bag now.
Okay, well, you're going to have to stop sharing and share it again so we can see.
Okay. Share my browser. Share.
So reload your browser.
No.
Reload it.
Okay. Well done.
You see, it's better now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So scroll down. Let me see if it would remain in one position. So the position is fixed.
Oh.
All right. Thank you very much. You can stop sharing now.
And so now you can teach me about that thing, right?
Yes. Let me show you.
Well, Mark, should I leave the meeting?
Yes. If you understand your assignment, you can leave the
Wait,
meeting.
where's my assignment again?
So do you see this column? You see that navigation, but you see the navigation link you just did. Now I want you to delete all those texts and create a column like this.
Okay. I
That's your
definitely
assignment.
will not copy from the website.
What did you say?
He said he's going.
Well, copying is allowed because even me, your teacher, I copy sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Because like I said, it's practically impossible for you to know all these things offhand. It's impossible. Oh my God, please.
You have so many tabs open.
I know. That's because I'm teaching you guys. Okay, so let me float this image to the left. So we can float an image. Okay. So I want to show you, where is it? Okay, this is it. You see this header here, right? Most times your logo is going to be maybe somewhere around here, right? Somewhere around here. Let me show you. So this is your header. And then you go, let's assume,
Ma,
yes.
you know what I meant by logo, like W3 schools. You see a W once you open it on the tab.
Yeah, it's a logo. Let me W3 school. This is W3 school, right?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that logos are like images.
Yes.
Now I want to save it and show you that this is an image, okay? All right, so let me go to my library and let me open it for you. So you see, logos are images. When you create logos, they look like images. So this is loading. So this is their logo. Do you see it here? I can edit it out. Let me see if I can. Let me edit it. So I know that director said they were going to give you guys a logo. So I can just edit it to only have this, right? But it's blurry because we've edited it too much. But let me just save this first. Let me save. Okay, now how do you save this? Is something covering it? Okay, so okay. So now I'm saving this. So I'm saving it now. So I have to give it another name. So this is it, right? I think I have it saved now. Good morning. Emma, you see my screen? So now this is the logo, right? So your logo would probably look like this because it's an image. All logos are images. So if you want to, let me put it on your header. Okay, so this is your header, right? Where's the header option? Okay, this this is it. So we're not having a H1 there, we're not having anything there. What we want to have is a logo. Okay, so we're going to use our image option, right? How do we even put image again? Image source. Oh, it's going to be a problem here because I don't have that picture. Let me see. Okay, so let's go and do it on VS Code. Because I can't give it the size, I can't give it this logo size if I don't know where the source of the image is. Or okay, let me use this instead. But it's not going to be the short one, it's going to be the entire link, the entire whatever. Where's my header? Where's the header? I can't find. Okay, see it. Source is equals to. So let's go to W3 school header logo. This is their logo, right? You know, I'd already edited it, but because I don't know, I cannot put it on. I can't. What's the word? I cannot find the source on. I can't bring the source from my computer to here. I'm just going to use their address and put it in my source like this. Okay, that's a lot. That is a lot. But let's see how it works. Okay, it's not still showing. So we have to use VS Code. I was trying to avoid using VS Code. So we have to use VS Code. Hold on, let me do it on VS Code. And are you following?
Yes.
So let me open my VS Code. And I also have to go and copy those. Let me put this 1, 2, to erase me this folder because this is what is opened. Put in my image folder. I'm trying to paste those pictures here. I don't know they're not pasting. Let me go and do it again. With this and this. Let's copy it. Sorry, my computer is lagging. I'm going to cut it. You understand what I'm trying to do, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now I have it here in my image folder. All right, fine. Okay, so I'm going to cancel all of this. cancel all that. So I'm going to go and copy it
You
from
don't
W.
have the closing tag for body and head.
Yeah, I'll put it. Don't worry. VS Code will take care of that. Let me go style. So it's here already. Oh, okay. I think I can do that. My laptop is lagging. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I got that right. Okay. Okay. So I can save this. So now let me open my browser so that we'll know what we are doing. Let me go open the browser. Okay. Okay, CSS. Let me remove the CSS here first. Okay. So that should remove all that. Okay, so this is what is there. Now this is your header here, right? So let's go to my header. So here we're going to have the image in the header. Right. So it's images slash, I think let's use this first.
Mr. You're not talking.
My what?
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Okay, sorry. Is equals to logo. All right, let me put that now. Yeah. Okay, so let's see it's on. Yes.
Please
If
go
I
back to
reload,
VS Code. I need to ask you a question.
what did you say?
Please go back to VS Code. I need to ask you a question.
Okay. Yes.
The div class header image SRC images slash gg.png alt logo on close tag div.
Yeah.
That's the place. Is that the only thing we need for the image?
No, this is what you need for the image. Let me start
Oh,
again. I need to understand something. You asked how to put a logo, right?
yes.
And I'm trying to explain to you that logos are images. Every logo is an image.
Yes.
Do you understand? W3, let me cut this. W3 school logo is an image. So now you have a header. You already have a space for your header. If you check any website, where's the logo? Always on the header, right?
Yes.
Right? It's always on top. It's always at the header. So now that we have the image, which is our logo, I'm just putting the image here. I'm just putting the image here to say, okay, oh, this is where I want my logo to be. So if you go to your browser, you will see it here. Now, if you float the image to the left, it will appear here as your logo. Do you see it?
How to make this thing?
Let me see let me float the image. Let me float the image. Let's float it to the right, or to the left rather. Okay, so let me go here. So you see?
Yeah,
You see why I
yeah.
said we have to do clear float because we didn't clear it now, so it's not appearing next to it. But let me go and clear the float. How did we even do it then? Let me go back to class. I know I said I thought it's the floats. Okay. So we're supposed to okay, clear. We're supposed to clear it. So after header is what exactly? After the header is the navigation, top navigation. Top nav, clear left. Okay, so hopefully this would work. So do you see it now, Ehun?
Yes.
So this is your logo. Every logo is an image. Your logo is going to be an image. Even if it's a write-up, there's a way people who create logos use the write-up and turn it into an image. That's the work of most graphic designers. Do you understand?
Yes. But
Do you
ma,
understand? Do you understand how to put your logo now?
yes. But
Huh?
ma, yes.
Yeah?
That actually, oh, thanks for the information, but that actually wasn't what I meant by logo.
Okay, so what did you mean?
Like,
Like this?
no, like, wait, let me put my course of what I mean.
Okay.
Okay, here.
Wait, I can't even see your cursor.
Can you see it now? Okay,
Yeah.
can you see your cursor
Move your
moving?
cursor again. Move it. Because I can't find it. Oh, you know what? Let me let you share your screen. Let me let you share your screen. Okay, I think you are moving it now.
I can control it now.
Yeah.
This thing.
Oh, that's the browser function. That is how do I explain it? You want it to be appearing like this on your browser, right?
Yes.
This is how do I explain it now? But you don't need it. Do you
I do.
understand? You don't because it's not we're not the ones who do it. The browser decides that this is how it wants to show it. Let me show you something. Let me see if I can find a way to do it. Okay. So look at it, right? It
Yes.
is going to be this thing here. Sorry. It's actually in the title. Hold on. It's actually in the title. Okay, let me go to the VS Code. All right. So this is your document, right? The title of your documents here. I want to say my own is Itohan's Itohan's uh site. Okay, that's what I want to say my title is. Now let me see if I can put this image there. Hold on. Hold on. I've never tried to put an image there, so I'm just hoping that this will work. Okay, it seems pretty good. So let me go to the are you seeing my screen at all?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay. Oh, I think I closed the browser by mistake. So let me open it again. So hold on.
I haven't done it yet.
You create it on VS Code.
And that's what.
So it is supposed to appear here. Please hold on. Jesus. Aaron, please hold on.
Okay.
Ehun, so it is supposed to be here. Do you understand? Are you seeing it? But I don't know. I don't know how, because I've never done it before. I don't know how to put the image here. Do you understand? So maybe I really do not know. Can you give me till tomorrow?
Okay, but my older brother said that he can even teach me, so you don't have to worry yourself.
No, me too. I want to know it. I know that there's a way to do it. I can't remember.
Okay.
I know it's in the title. No problem. Thank you. And tomorrow.
Okay. Bye, Mr. Han.
Bye.